when you're the kind of person that can trust their instincts and trust their intuition, you're going to attract a wide variety of different kinds of people. And you have to have the fortitude of mind and the willpower to see through the BS. And one of the best ways that you can see through the BS is simply by being silently indifferent. And make no mistake, these kinds of people that they want to take advantage of you, they want to try to sell you a dream, perhaps. They don't want to actually sell you something. And you know, I used to think that if you had something to sell in this life, you were probably a bad person. And it was because my relationship to money was terrible. I had a very terrible relationship with money. Growing up, I wasn't necessarily poor, but I wasn't necessarily well off either. And there were times, absolutely though, where we weren't necessarily in poverty as a family, but we were definitely struggling. I remember going to the luncheons. There were like these free luncheons, and it was this plain hot dog with gross potato chips, but that's what we would eat that day. And that's all that we would get that day. And so I never really did go super hungry growing up, but I never really had it too good. You know, I never really had things too good. But what that taught me was that there are certain people that are going to actually try to help you, and there are going to be people that are going to try to hurt you even more and take advantage of you. Because when you are broke, not just like with money, but in your mindset, you don't know how to be indifferent. You don't know how to really live a life that is fulfilling or meaningful or filled with responsibility. You're going to see that there's a lot of people that are going to be willing to kick you while you're down, and they're going to try to use you as a chess piece. But if you want to be a chess player in the world, so to speak, then you have to understand how the game works. And sometimes, if you're just silently indifferent, those people that are going to kick you while you're down or wanting to kick you while you're down, they're going to reveal themselves. And all it takes is just for you to pay attention and be silent. I cannot tell you how many times being silent has saved me in my life. And the Bible talks a lot about this, right? The Bible talks about how when you are silent, even a fool who is silent is considered wise, right? Well, why is that? Why is it the case that the fool who is silent is considered wise? Well, because he knows when to shut up and be quiet. A lot of these people don't know when to shut up and be quiet. A lot of the people that want to take advantage of you, a lot of the people that want to take control of you, they're going to be the same ones that are not going to be able to keep quiet about it. You know, the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy, right? And we have to remember that, because especially in business, if you're wanting to look into a business partner, or you want to see somebody that's you want to see what they're made of in business, you want to test the spirit, so to speak, as the Bible talks about. But one of the ways that you can do this is by simply being indifferent to them. Silent indifference. It'll reveal everything. And your indifference will piss some people off too. Your indifference will absolutely really tick people off, because they want you to care. They want you to invest more than they are. Well, why is that? Why do they want you to invest in something when they don't even care themselves? They just want you to want to care. Like, you'll see women doing this a lot as well, where they don't always want you, they just want your attention. And men do this too, but only feminine men do this. Only really beta males do this kind of thing. A masculine man doesn't necessarily need the attention or validation of these women because he gets that from inside. He gets that from God. And this is something that a lot of people also don't understand is like, if you can remain detached from reality and from the people in reality, but still care, that's the sweet spot. At least in my experience, that's the sweet spot, because you're still demonstrating that you value them as a person, but you're not overvaluing. Have you ever noticed that the minute you start to overvalue somebody, even if it's just a second, you start to just realize that maybe I'm investing a little bit too much into this person. That's when they start to disrespect you the most. Well, that's why you sometimes need to be indifferent, because it's not that you don't want them there, but it's not like you want them there either. And that will reveal their intentions. If you're ever trying to find out a person's true colors, that's the way to go. And so these people that will lie or backstab or whatnot, if they just want information from you, if they just want you to give them something because they feel like they deserve it, they feel like they're entitled to whatever it is that you're trying to provide. There are so many kinds of people in business, for example, that will try to steal you for what you're actually worth. And in the Regal Change Academy, I prioritize those people, and then my clients that I have for one-on-one consultations, I prioritize those people more than anybody else, like in the comment section on YouTube or X or whatever. And the reason being is because I know for a fact they want to be there. I know for a fact they're actually putting in the time, the effort, and they're exchanging value for value. My words restructure their mind. My words restructure their existence. And they value that. That's why they are there. Otherwise, they wouldn't necessarily even want to be there, right? So they wouldn't see any kind of value if I wasn't actually being willing to give that value first. And so the fact that I'm willing to give value first shows them that, okay, they don't need to be silently indifferent toward me, because they know that I'm actually trying to make a difference and make an impact while also making money. Okay? Because I'm not God. A lot of people will say, this is funny. A lot of people will say, oh, you should do all your services for free. Well, are you trying to put food on the table? Do you want to keep, do you want to keep living in the Matrix? Or would you rather be paid for the suffering that you've gone through and the wisdom that you've received from it? I'll wait. See, these people, they don't want to, like, having a paywall for whatever it is that you're doing. If you want to start a business or something, having a paywall is the easiest detractor toward or for these people that just want to take something from you or steal something from you. And it's so amazing, because when you have the mentality as a business owner, if somebody's trying to give you crap and you're saying to them, well, I mean, you're free to go, as free as you're here to stay. Like, I'm going to be winning either way, with or without you. When you have that mentality, if the person is giving you crap, because I don't recommend you just do that just to everybody. I don't think that's a really good business model, but maybe I'm wrong. But I don't think that's a big or a good business model to have that would be big and successful. Because I actually do care, and I think that it's important for business owners to actually care about their clients or the people that they're working with. Otherwise, you wouldn't actually be exchanging value for value. You would just be manipulating people. And that's another thing that people oftentimes think that is going on with selling things. In this life, you're building or you're selling, right? So a lot of people will think if you sell something, that makes you a bad person. And I used to think this as well, right? I used to think that this was the way that it was, but it's just simply not the case. You are either offering something of value to the world or you're not. And these people that want to take all you for what you're worth, they have no clue, they have no understanding of what that actually means. They just want to take value. They don't know how to offer value. At least you're trying to offer value. You're trying to offer something. You're trying to provide a service or whatever it is. If you're a painter or like painting walls, or you are, I don't know, fixing up cars, you're a technician, engineers. We need more blue collar people. We need more white collar people. And yet for some reason, AI seems to be continuing to take over, but that's neither here or there. I just kind of thought about that. But I treat AI as a personal assistant. I don't necessarily see it as the end all be all just yet, simply because it's just not. Somebody said something in the Regal Change Academy that the AI is only as good as the database that it's using. And if you're watching this from the Regal Change Academy, shout out to you, brother. But that was a really good insight. And this is something that more people need to understand about AI. A lot of people will just type something in ChatGPT and be like, oh, it says this, it must be true. It's like, golly, already it's starting. Already people are converting to AIism. Really? At least that's what I call it, AIism. So, but anyway, you guys see that the point here is that what I want to drive home is that when you are indifferent to things and people, it's going to reveal the true intentions. It's going to reveal the true colors. It's going to reveal what they're really after from you. Because if you can identify what people are really after from you, well, then you know where they want you to go. And it's like a chess game. Anybody here that's played chess, or anybody that's played any kind of strategy game, if you move one way and they move a certain way, you can start to see, okay, this is where they're wanting me to go. They're wanting to corner me here. Well, I'm going to corner them over here, but I'm going to make them have to sacrifice something, and I'm going to sacrifice my pawn because, well, it's a pawn, but you know what? I have to make them move in a certain way. So I'm going to sacrifice my pawn here, and bada bing, bada boom. Now I'm in the game. Now I'm the one winning. Yeah, I had to lose a pawn or two beforehand, but I made the proper sacrifices. This is the way that winners think. Okay, this is the way that true winners think, is that they have to strategize constantly. You are under consistent bombardment of retaliation from people that do not want to see you win. Okay, you are the moment that you know that you're actually winning in life is when people tell you to slow the down. When people are saying, oh, hey, take it easy, bro, take it easy. Hey, you're taking this too seriously. It's like, you're not taking it seriously enough, I don't think. And then, don't get me wrong, when life is happening, I take life seriously, but I don't take it too seriously, because I don't take myself too seriously. And it's healthy for me to do that, because if I did, I'd be this overly anxious and depressed person that is super nihilistic. And you know how I know that? Because I was there once. That goes back to my relationship with money. I wasn't necessarily ever a worshiper of money. I just always saw through the BS of money. I just always saw that money was never even real anyway. Money was just a form in which people designate value to simply because they don't understand that God is the one that owns everything here. But I also understand now that part of living in the world, if you want to be successful, if you want to actually be influential, and you want to get a message out to the people and change lives, in this day and age, this is just the game you got to play. And so, are you willing to play the game or not? Now, I'm wanting to be a player. I don't know about you, but I want to be a player of the game. And not necessarily a player like romantically either, by the way, but even though I absolutely could be, but I don't want to be, because it's not like I'm virtue signaling here, because you guys know that the temptation is always going to be there. And if I wanted to, I absolutely could. But that's not what I want long term. I want a family. I want to build a life with somebody. I want to be able to have somebody in my life in which I can look to and have love for, but not necessarily fall in love with. Because the moment you fall in love as a man, this is a good thing with romantic, all things romantic for men and women. If you fall in love, and I think it's okay for women to fall in love, I don't think it's okay for men to fall in love. And the reason that I think that is because men go mad every time they fall in love. It's absolutely insane. They always lose their frame. They always lose their ability to think consciously. And they're under this frame of mind of, oh, you're right, honey, I'm sorry. Every single time, really? Like, come on now. It's just not going to work like that. It's just not going to work. And more women than ever are trying to be controlling in their relationships. And more men than ever are just not really caring. They're just really not caring about what happens. The villain arc for men has launched. like a lot of men just don't care. But at the same time, I don't think that's a good strategy either, because if men just go around and screw every woman over, well then, how are you helping? How are you helping the society at large? So that's one of the reasons why, as much as I want to, sure, I would, but I also follow Christ, so there's that. But I also, yeah, of course I have the temptation of these beautiful women that are throwing themselves my way. For the first 24 years of my life, I'm 28 now. For the first 24 years of my life, I was practically invisible. All of a sudden, when I start building myself, when I start actually losing weight, I'm no longer fat, I'm in shape, I'm doing what I need to do, I'm focused on being who I am, not focused on what I should be or what I have to be for society. All of a sudden, when I'm living life on my own terms, all the women want me now. Now that I'm actually trying to live a more fulfilling and virtuous life, it's like, of course God would do this. Of course God would do this to me. Because when I was in my early 20s, if I had the kind of options I did now, I would be dangerous. I would be dangerous. But I had no mindset to do this kind of thing or do that kind of thing when I was in my early 20s. Absolutely no kind of mindset, no kind of fruitious mindset in any way, shape, or form. So anyways, guys, the point is also that I want to drive home is that you got to be careful with these people that you don't really know their true intentions. So sometimes if you're not sure in their intentions, just be silently indifferent and let the cards fall where they may. That's really the best advice that I have. And that's just based off of personal experience. And you know what? It's gotten me to this place. Oh, I love nature. I haven't been here for a minute, but you can hear the birds chirping, man. Like, it's still pretty snowy here, and a lot of it has melted here in the mountains, but it's still a beautiful place. I love this place. I can't believe the birds are here already. They're usually not here for another month or so, but I guess it's been a little bit warm, so they might think that it's good enough to come, I suppose. But if you guys have found this insightful or useful, I encourage you to check out the Regal Change Academy, where we have the free Discord channel as well as the paid community, or set up a one-on-one consultation with me, because those are going to be, again, as I mentioned earlier in the video, those are going to be the people that I prioritize, all right, because they're actually wanting to exchange value for value, all right. And in the paid community right now, we're doing a Legends of Stoicism class series. It is limited time available, so now's the time to check that out if you want to. We also have a variety of other weekly calls, like the Maps of the Psyche call, weekly call, the Bible study weekly call, as well as a Regal assembly call where we talk about a variety of different topics and subjects. Okay, so the free Discord also has a free ebook available for you, as well as meditation guides and fitness guides. All right, I do appreciate everybody moving from the YouTube platform over to X, Rumble, and Instagram recently. I appreciate your guys' extra support, And with all that being said, peace be with you all. Until next time.